Journal Entry 2. Learning the ropes. Well, my dear friends, in this journal entry we will start looking at the combat. The combat in Dragon Age games is party-based. It's not a single character game in combat, at least, as you have to utilize the whole party to be able to be successful. And I will touch a little bit about the tactical camera. I haven't learned it all. After all, this is my first playthrough for this game, so I'm still learning. So let us learn together. A cool thing about the Dragon Age is that you can at any time control any character you want, so you don't have to do a new main character, as you can use any character in the game. So if you want to play a mage for a time, you can do it, just use one in your party, or you can be Varric for a small time. Very cool indeed. Okay, let's take a look at the tactical camera. When you open up the tactical camera, all combat sees to a stop, so you have all the time in the world to make decisions. You can also inspect your enemies and check them out, what stats they have, how much HP they have, and so on. I can also decide who should attack who. And here I'm still learning. I think I'm gonna decide to go with Solas up the hill. Yeah, I did. And at the hill, he's not into the combat. After all, he's a squishy mage. He has no business being so near enemies. He can rain magic from afar. And the same goes for Varric. So as you see, I moved and told him to hold position there. Now I'm looking for a position for Varric, and I decided just to put him beside Solas. So now I can unpass the game, and they will go over there and do the damage. And Cassandra can be in the middle of it, so she will tank everyone. As you can see, Solas and Varric, they are raining death from afar. And Pug is doing his rogue thing. So this was a small demonstration what you can do with a tactical camera. Instead of everyone fighting in the middle of it, now both Varric and Solas is safe, and Cassandra can do her thing middle here, and Pug can go around backstabbing people.
So let me guess, fellow surface dwarf may be part of the Carta?
What makes you say that?
I can tell a proper Orzammar dwarf from 20 paces. Also, you have that shifty smuggler look to you.
You shall talk, Varric. You have shifty eyes yourself. If I know you right, you're not really straight arrow. So do you.
I'm not the only one with a shifty smuggler look.
Varric did not destroy the Conclave.
That you know of. We shifty smuggler types can be tricky.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me read the codex entry about Varric. And it begins like this. There is powers in stories, that's all history is. The best tales. The one that lasts might as well be mine, Varric. Varric Tiaras of the Dwarven Merchant Guild of Kirkwall is famous or infamous for two things. His books and his association with the champion of Kirkwall. After the Templars and the Circles broke away from the Chantry, Divine Justina V sent her agents to Kirkwall, where the roots of the war began, in search of answers. The champion had long since disappeared, but Varric had written a book on his friend's involvement in the destruction of the Kirkwall Chantry, and left and right hands of the Divine located him with surprising ease. They captured him, interrogated him, then brought him to the Conclave to give his testimony to the Divine in person. But fate decreed that he will never meet her.
I know it's difficult, but we must keep moving.
So, are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
that's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
In my curiosity, I try to break things. You can't break things in this game, it seems.
I hope Liliana made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
Another rift!
When my party is traversing the Frostback Mountain, we bump into one of those mini rifts here, so we will decide to try to close it. The terrain makes everything a little bit difficult because I have a hard time to actually see where I should put my characters. I don't know how to zoom in it yet, and I decide to actually send Pug alone over to disrupt the rift. Hopefully that will help us. Then I fiddle around and thinking a bit here. I don't really know how I should place people because the terrain is very hard to actually see a good position for my ranged combat. And we have 4 shades. I then decide to put Solas right beside the rift and hold his position there, so I'm moving him there. It's not exactly in harm's way, out of harm's way, but I don't know if he can hit the enemies if he doesn't move there, so I'm moving over there for that reason. And I decided to put Varric right on the path. And I decided to control Cassandra here, because Pug will only run to the rift. I don't need to do that myself, the game can handle that for me, so it's important thing for me right now is to get all the aggro so Pug can run away and disrupt the rift. So I'm tanking every Cassandra, and you can see Pug in the background. He has disrupted the rift and starts attacking one of those other guys, and Solas decide to bombard the rift. So now it's just a little bit health on the rift, so it's time for it's time for Pug to close it.
Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who he is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead! We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
So none of you are actually in charge here?
You killed everyone who was in charge! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
Well, I had to ponder a bit because I really thought about what Pug would do. And in this case, I think actually he doesn't really care about other people's lives. It's not in his interest. So in this case, I think he will actually go for the mountain path because that's the safest choice.
Use the mountain path. Work together. You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
The tunnel should be just ahead. The path to the temple lies just beyond it.
What manner of tunnel is this? A mine?
Part of an old mining complex. These mountains are full of such paths.
And your missing soldiers are in there somewhere?
Along with whatever has detained them.
We shall see soon enough.
As soon as we reach the entrance to the tunnels, we are of course attacked by a gang of Fades. And now I'm getting quite confused because I'm looking for Varric and he's down here for some reason. So I take control of him. I didn't find him in a tactical camera, so I take control of him so he can join the fight. But this was a little bit irritating because he should follow us, but he got stuck on something. So, but the enemies are not that very hard. And I just got the achievement. This is a typical Dragon Age theme. If I, for example, freeze someone and use a special attack while the enemy is freezed, I do extra damage, so that's why I got that achievement synergy. And once again I'm in the tactical camera and trying to do something smart in this moment, but I don't have a lot of maneuverability in these narrow tunnels, but I placed our range combat at the back and go join the fight with Pug, and Cassandra can fight them up close so they can bombard from afar. Another great use for the tactical camera is that I can check out the enemies before facing them in combat. I can check their level, health and how many there are before engaging them in combat. Fighting has been spread out a bit, so I decided to reposition my range combat characters Solas and Varric over here, so they have a better chance to get shots off the enemies. That will help a lot out because otherwise Cassandra and Pug will be alone. And here I decided to actually make everyone concentrate on the more dangerous shade one, the greater shade. So I start to line up Solas and Varric to bombard the greater shade, so we kill it first because that's the most dangerous opponent. And this is an example how you can use the tactical camera for your advantage. I'm still a beginner in this game, but it doesn't mean that I can try to fight smart if I can.
Guess we found the soldiers.
That cannot be all of them.
So the others could be holed up ahead.
Our priority must be the breach. Unless we seal it soon, no one is safe.
That's a task for the other dwarf in our party.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this journal entry I have been learning the ropes to use the tactical camera for my advantage. I hope this will develop with the game. After all, we don't have so many skills on our party members yet, but it will be more important later when we have skills that we can use in an intelligent manner when we are fighting. And we will probably see a lot more of this. I will go in depth when we meet our first boss fight. I will do that with live commentary, and you will see how I think and how I play, and I hope you will enjoy it. This has only been a kind of introduction for me and you.
Lieutenant, you're alive.
Just barely.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Thank the Maker you finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. He insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
We have to get to the breach, and quickly.
To the breach? I don't...
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
At once. Quickly, let's move!
The path ahead appears to be clear of demons as well.
Let's hurry before that changes.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
My dear friends, I decided to show off this area because the atmosphere is great. You really see the destruction this rift has bring this country, and it's a real threat. You can see people has burned to a crisp. And if you have any questions or otherwise or something you want, feel free to leave a comment. I always answer the comments as fast as I can, or even better, if it's something you want to see in the future in my journal entries, feel free to ask.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Leliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
I'm not sure how to even start getting up to that thing.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.